Welcome again, everybody, to the NCLGISA Spring Symposium.
They're not in yet, Steve. Give them some time. There's only 20 people in so far.
Oh, okay. Gee.
You can talk, Steve. You're just going to have to repeat it every 90 seconds until everybody gets in.
I'm sure y'all would want that.
And we're recording.
We'll get started again in just a few minutes.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
AJ said I had issues, so I was trying to switch up.
I think we ought to go ahead and get started now. All right. We're going to get started, everybody. I'm Steve Randone, your NCLGISA president for 2020. And again, I want to welcome everybody to the Spring Symposium. Excuse me, Fall Symposium. Anyway, this is our second symposium. We had one in the spring, a virtual one in the spring, and now we have one in the fall. Hopefully by next year, we'll all get back together and see each other physically. Hope you've been enjoying the conference, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy the rest of it to the rest of the day and tomorrow. At this time, we normally go into a business meeting where we're going to be presenting the audit committee report, as well as any proposed board nominations and any bylaw changes that we have. We're going to attempt to do this virtually. So I'll go ahead and just call the meeting to order at this time. For the voting, just to kind of go over this, we did this in the spring as well. For the voting, we're going to ask for a motion to accept, and you can put that in the chat. And then we're going to ask for a second, and that needs to go in the chat as well. And our secretary will be recording that. For all in favor, really all you have to do is nothing. We're going to count no response as being in favor. If there are any nays, please put those in the chat as well. What we're going to do first is our bylaw change. We have a proposed bylaw change. I submitted that previously to the listserv, to the membership 1 month prior to this meeting. And just to recap, due to the critical nature of the IT strike team to our organization, we formed a bylaws committee, and our bylaws committee presented to the board a proposed change to our bylaws to add an IT strike team chair to the board of to the board. And we're going to be voting on that today. So a summary of the updates on the bylaws would be on Article 8, Officers and Directors, Section 1F. We're creating the additional director, which is IT strike team chair. And then Article 9, standing committees. We're doing a creation of additional committee and the IT strike team committee with responsibilities and committee membership qualifications. So I would like to ask if there's any discussion regarding this. You can put in the chat. We'll give that just a moment, and then we'll move to a motion in a second. Okay, so
Gary Coons has made a motion to approve the bylaw changes.
Okay.
And Martha, I'll take that as a second if that works for you.
Okay. So all in favor, do nothing. Any opposed, please comment now.
And that's Martha Brentel. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Randy. All right. To move on to the next item, Randy Kress, who currently serves on the board as our secretary, has expressed an interest to serve in the role as a strike team chair. Randy, of course, as you know, strike team and his name go hand in hand. So with that interest, it will be leaving an executive board opening for secretary. Previously, several months ago, we asked our membership to respond with any interest to the, serving in this position. We had several applications that we received, and all of these were definitely considered. After a thorough review, though, the board is presenting someone who has shown actually quite a bit of previous service to our organization. So the NCLGISA board at this time would like to present Ben Cohen from Lincoln County for the board position as secretary, but I'd like to open up the floor for any other names from the regular membership for consideration of this position. So if there are any, please put in the chat now. So with none, I'm going to ask for a motion and a second to close the nomination for this position and to approve Ben Cohen as secretary for the upcoming year.
No, not too fast. So Rob Hudson with Greenville motioned, and I'll take that as Kevin Taylor seconded.
Okay. Again, like before, all in favor, do nothing. Any opposed, please comment now.
Okay, comments are closed as the outgoing secretary.
Okay.
Ben, you got a lot to do, man. Thanks. You don't know what you're walking into.
Glad to have you aboard, Ben. All right. Now the board is wanting to present to our regular membership Glenn Hasted for the board position of president-elect. I'd like to open up the floor, though, for any other names from our regular membership for consideration to this board position. So if there's any others, please comment now. Okay. I'm going to then ask for a motion and a second to accept Glenn Hasted as the president-elect for the upcoming year.
Rob Hudson has motioned, and Donnie Shoemate has, well, no, I'm sorry, and Brad Black has seconded.
Okay, great. Thank you. All in favor, again, do nothing. Any opposed, please comment now. So what I want to do is go over the current executive board and then what the upcoming year's board will look like. Currently, the executive board consists of past president Mike Taylor, Pitt County, myself, Steve Randone, Brunswick County as your president. President-elect.
Steve, do you mind if I interrupt just one moment? Since you
Sure.
can't see Chet, we need to also elect Hardick into the treasurer role as well, please.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. All right. We are going to open up the floor then. We're going to present actually Hardik Patel as secretary for the upcoming year for NCLGISA. Open up the floor for Hardik saying, no, open up the floor for any others for consideration.
Steve, treasurer.
Oh,
Sorry.
excuse me, treasurer, excuse me.
Sure, Hardy can do both.
All right, we got the floor.
We need
open.
We need a motion for that, please.
Right, so we need a
Kyle
motion.
Edwards has motioned and Donnie Shoemate has seconded.
Okay. All right, so Hardik, seeing how you don't want to be our secretary, you'll be our treasurer again for this upcoming year. So currently our board consists of past president Mike Taylor, like I said, Pitt County, myself, Steve Randone from Brunswick County as president, Ray Hall, president-elect from Carteret County, treasurer Hardik Patel from Orange County, secretary Randy Crest from Rowan. For the upcoming year, we're presenting as your executive board, past president, myself from Brunswick, Ray Hall from Carteret, president-elect, Mr. Hasted from Onslow County, treasurer, not secretary, Hardik Patel from Orange, and secretary Ben Cohen from Lincoln County. Do we need to do a motion in a second to accept the board as presented? I'm asking our board members.
No.
Okay, thank you. All right. So to kind of wrap this up, Glenn previously held the professional development chair, as well as we had, let's see, professional development chair, and then we have Randy, I'm sorry, moving to the other position. So we're going to Ray Hall is going to have to recommend the positions for professional development and strike team to the board for approval. All right, with that, I wanted to make mention of one particular individual who is leaving our board, and that would be Mike Taylor. He is our offboarding board member. I wanted to let Mike know that it's been an absolute pleasure serving with you. I've served with numerous boards on the state and local boards, and I can honestly say, Mike, you made a really great impact on me regarding your professionalism and your work ethic. So out of 33 years, I really hold you in high regard when I say that. We really appreciate your service to NCLGISA, appreciate your service to the board. You always put your best foot forward, and you strive to improve our organization, and in turn, you improved us as board members. So again, I want to thank you for all that you've done for us.
Steve, thank you. And I would say also it's been a journey going through a number of roles and years with the board, but I can genuinely say that everyone on this board strives to do the best for the organization, and that's what makes it so fulfilling. So I appreciate those kind remarks and appreciate your leadership through this unusual year.
Well, definitely, along with your wise perspective on everything, really enjoyed laughing with you this year as well. I don't know what it's going to be like without the Darren and Mike show, but I'm sure we'll make do. Darren will find somebody else to pick on. So with that, now we'll move on to awards. And really at this time, we normally would have the Member Emeritus Awards. And because of the benefits that Member Emeritus gets from attending a physical conference, like the spring, we're tabling that. We do have a few names for Member Emeritus, but we want to be able to share with them in person and present, of course, in person. So we're going to table that until the 2021 Spring Symposium again, unfortunately. Last but, well, I'm going to, Felina, you had something else before I move on.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. As you all know, Ray Hall is taking over as president for NCLGISA, but we wanted to say a few words to our outgoing president, who will now be our past president, Steve Randone. Steve, we do recognize that you were our first virtual president, and you've done an amazing job this past year. I know it's unfortunate that you couldn't sit down with the members. We hate that. We wish we could have changed it, but we of course want everybody to be safe. But we thank you for your leadership throughout this past year. And we have a couple of awards for you, Steve, and we'll give them to you in person at our next board meeting. But the first award is your president's plaque that we give to every president as they're going out. And the award reads, NCLGISA recognizes Steve Randone for distinguished service and continued dedication, thus improving government information systems across North Carolina, president from 2019 to 2020. Let's everybody give him a virtual hand. So we thank you for that, Steve. And we also have the plaque, which of course, Mike Taylor has it right now. Mike will be somehow getting you that plaque, which has all of the past presidents throughout NCLGISA on that plaque. So you will be honored with having that plaque at your residence or wherever you are. You'll be having that plaque as well. So Steve, again, we thank you for everything that you've done as our virtual president. And please don't go get a sign made that says 4 more years, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Steve. We appreciate everything that you've done. And if you have any words at this time, please.
Well, I'm not one of many words, but I'll tell you, it's definitely been an interesting year, to say the least. We've had a lot of challenges with the venues and so on, and the cancellation of our events. And I tell you, I couldn't ask for a better team to work with than you guys. Y'all have made it actually very easy, very pleasant, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And I appreciate our membership again, like I said before, and trusting in me to have this role. It's been an honor. So thank you so much. So with that, I do want to say one last thing, and then we'll close our board meeting. Normally, we would have a gentleman here with us each year. Well, actually, even at both symposiums, you would see his smiling face around, taking pictures, meeting people. I mean, I don't think anybody could ever say that Gray Cassell ever met someone he didn't like. Gray was a friend to everyone he met. And I would like for each of you to remember Gray in prayer, remember his family, remember him as you go through this conference, but not just at this conference, as you go through each day, please remember him. He's a great friend, and he's truly missed at these. I truly miss him myself. So anyway, with that, I ask for a motion to close the business meeting and a second for that.
So moved.
Scott Williams has motioned and Gary Kuntz has seconded.
Okay. All right. Well, that ends our business meeting. Do we have anything else in regards to the conference, Felina, before we move on to our sessions?
So everybody, please make sure that you're visiting our business partners. They have expressed great appreciation for us for getting the members to their booths. So thank you for that. Please continue to visit their booths and remember to drop your business cards. We have a great group of sessions coming up. Please make sure that you're in one of them and enjoying them and participating. Also tonight, I don't know if you saw my message or not, but tonight we're having our virtual social hour. So come dressed and prepared to have some fun, wear your Halloween costume or your favorite outfit or just a funny hat so we can have some fun tonight. And we will have prizes for the best costumes. So we'll see you all tonight. Thank you.
All right, thank you.